Hello y'all, thank you for coming back to my channel. I just wanted to come to you guys because I know I said that I'm gonna give you guys the ins and the outs far as my chemo treatment is going. I will be inserting some of the video from my first chemo treatment because I was unable to really record it. But my first one was hell. When I tell you I've never been so sick and wiped out and so discombobulated in my life. I mean, just that. When I did the first chemo, I did the education of chemotherapy. The lady comes in, she brings all the paperwork, she tells you, this what you to, this is what to expect. Most people don't go through this in the first round of chemo treatment. Maybe like the fourth or the fifth round, you'll start feeling like, all those symptoms. So I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I'm not going to go through that. I should be fine. I'm currently out of work as we speak. I've been out of work since August, since I've been diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. So I'm thinking, after I had spoke with the oncologist, once everything was done with the surgery, he told me that I needed to do 12 rounds of chemo. He told me to do a total of 2 treatments before I return back to work. Well, in between that time, my first treatment was October the 8th, 2018 this year. And he told me go ahead and try to do the first 2 treatments to see how well it goes. If it goes well, then I should be able to return to work. Now I'm on my second treatment. Now let's go back to the first treatment. The first treatment was 5 hours. It was long as hell. I wasn't expecting to be there that long. I thought it was like maybe 3 hours I'm going to be getting infusion, but that wasn't the case. Prior to that, I was having healing issues with my port. It swelled all the way up to my neck. I'm going to insert pictures and videos in this video. I hope this video ain't going to be too long. Hematoma was setting behind the port. I had to go to the hospital. I was running a fever. This is before my first treatment. Once they placed it, my body just ain't really been, accepting, something foreign inside my body. It was swelling up. It was bruising. It was just so much stuff. They thought it was a clot inside my neck because I had these 2 knots in my neck, where they do an incision here on your neck, and they do the incision here. I'm gonna insert some pictures and what the device looks like that's inside my chest right now. Right out the gate, I was running a fever. I was nauseous. I was feeling really sick. I was lightheaded. I was dizzy. I was like, delusional a little bit. I couldn't stand no more than 10 to 20 seconds. I was faint like. I blacked out at one point. It was just really, really terrible. Really, really terrible. Okay, so here's the tea. I know I haven't really been on Facebook posting pictures. Everybody see the glam and the hair and the makeup. What you watching, babe?
This lady singing to this lady in Walmart.
Oh, wow. She sounds good. So today starts my first day of chemo. One of the 12 process of the treatment. My husband is here as he always is. You're not on live Facebook. He's so weird. Forgive him. I am feeling a little dizzy and drowsy, but I'm sitting down, so I'm not getting up right now. So she said this process takes about 3 hours. And I'm just thanking God for just allowing me to still be here. I'm just thanking God for that. I thank for my children. my husband, my family, everybody that was affected by my sickness. Now, yeah, cancer is never a death sentence, but at the same time, when you think of cancer, you think of death. And that's what I was thinking right off the top. Stage 3 cancer, anything stage 3 and up just sounds terrible. But I chose to educate myself with this because I'm still really dealing with it and trying to like really understand it, um, because it's really taking a toll on me. So I'm just here for the ride and hoping and praying that I get better and better and better each time, and that this won't, take me out, take me down, or depress me. So I just wanted to do this recording, um, just so I can just, calm myself and won't be dealing with like anxiety, anything like that. So today was my first treatment with chemo. I'm not feeling too well, of course. I feel like really drowsy, really like, having an out of body experience. My body is feeling fatigue, if that makes sense. This is my infusion system. After you do your 5 hours of chemo, you get sent home with this little compact that looks something like a fanny pack and is attached to medicine that's inside the bag because the bag has to be protected from light. So they send me home. My port has been for 2 weeks. I got it done on the 26th. Today is October the 8th. So about 2 weeks. I'm still having a lot bit of the pain from the surgery of for the placement of the port. It's swollen real bad. It started bruising up against here because the way how the port is, it has like this little box that has a push button on it that they locate when they put the needle in. The tube kind of goes up through your neck into your jugular down to one of your arteries inside your heart. So that's how you get your chemo. But I'm just tired. Don't feel good. I've been in and out of sleep since I got home, and today is only day 1, and I have to be on chemo for the next 3 days. So they send this home with you for 46 to 48 hours until the medicine is done. So we'll see. I'll just keep on trying to do videos. So my process and journey of having stage 3 colon cancer. I have 12 treatments. So I'm just tired. I don't feel good. So I'll see you guys in the next video. And this all was going on during my first treatment. I was in the bed for like a good about 6 days. My chemo runs from Monday to Wednesdays. So I go in Wednesday for the clinic for 5 hours. Then they run you on this pump, which is what I have attached to me now. I could kind of zoom in so you guys can see. I was running a fever in the last 24 hours. So this thing is really not sticking anymore. So they hook you up to a port. They hook these lines and everything to your port, which is what I have right here, and inside the bag here, which is the medicine that is supposed to be inside your system for 46 hours. The medicine is inside here, and today is Wednesday, so this is my second treatment. Once this goes off, which is called the 5FU, once this goes off, as you can see, it's going to be going off in a little bit. It says low right now because it's already like finishing up my fusion. So it runs for 46 hours. And from Tuesday to Wednesday, I'm home with this still connected to me. So my first treatment was very, very terrible. Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay. Um, my first treatment was terrible. I was very weak. Oh my goodness, I was so weak. I never been so weak and so sick in my life. I couldn't do nothing for my children. I couldn't do nothing for my husband. I just was having like a really bad, like overwhelming experience. This that first treatment was hell. It was hell. Like I was out of breath. I was shortness of the breath. It just, I don't know. It just really tore me down. And to say that I have to do 12 of these kind of scares me because I'm not at work right now. And I don't think that I will really be good, going to work because I don't think I just would be beneficial because I just do not feel well. So in between that time, after my first treatment, I explained to my doctor how I'm feeling. I just was, crying all the time. I still am. I'm only on my second treatment. I still am. Um, I was just telling him like, I was running a fever. I just wasn't feeling well. I'm just very weak and whatever like that. So, the week of the 22nd, I noticed that it was swelling up again. They would say, "Oh, put ice on it to make the swelling go down," and this is that and the other. So, the time had come for me to do my treatment, and the doctor wanted to see me before I do my second round of chemo treatment. So, when it came around to my second treatment, I met with my doctor. I was telling him that it was still some swelling in it, that the port was kind of like, feeling warm as if it was running a fever because I was running a fever. Um, so he sent me over to ultrasound for me to go ahead and go get ultrasound. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking out the window because my son is at the bus stop. And plus, I'm like kind of like woozy a little bit. I don't feel well. So I told him, I wasn't feeling good. I still wasn't feeling good. This constant nausea is like a kick in the ass, like literally a kick in the ass. Only because it makes you feel like you're going through morning sickness. And anybody who have children know that morning sickness is not somebody's best friend. Okay. And I had morning sickness with both of my children. All three of my children. I'm sorry. I had morning sickness with all three of my children. Um, so he sent me over for me to get the ultrasound on my chest to make sure that I had no more clot, that I didn't have any clots or anything like that. The man didn't see no clots. All they saw was like fluid and like backed up blood inside the port. So they said I had to get that drained because the first time when she did my chemo, the first time, it was so much swelling. It took them like twice to try to access the port because it was a lot of swelling around the port. And when they pulled the blood back from out the port, the blood was like completely black, like it's been sitting there for a while. So that shit in itself was painful. I was in there crying and everything, and I'm not a big fan of needles, even though that's part of my profession. I'm not a big fan when it comes to like needles, especially needles inside me. I don't like that. And I'm diabetic. I have to stick myself every day because I'm insulin dependent and it drives me bonkers. Do you hear me? Like to stick my finger, to inject insulin. I'm just always like pimp talking myself, seriously. Um, so this second time around, for my treatment. I only did 4 hours because he kicked back the medicine because he believed that the medicine was too strong for me. That's why I was like having all those symptoms so fast. This time around, the second time around, because they had to kick it back a week. So October the 29th, which was Monday that just passed, um, he had kicked it back. I was on 250 milliliters of the 5FU because I get most of the medicine at the I get, you might say, 60% of the medicine at the clinic, and then the other half is when I come home and I'm connected and still, I just pretty much stay in the house while I'm on the chemo. This time, I was feeling dizzy. I've been feeling lightheaded. I haven't thrown up, but I have been nauseous, very dizzy. Really can't stand. for, I don't know, 20 seconds. I feel really like I'm losing my breath. Sometimes like it just feels like I'm like shortness of breath, from time to time. I didn't have an appetite. I haven't been eating the last 3 days. I have been trying to drink, but it really defeats the purpose because the oxaplankton, I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I'll put it inside the video. That one gives you like cold sensitivity. So anytime you drink anything, it kind of swells your tongue up and it swells your throat up and it kind of like freezes everything. So anytime you drink anything cold or touch anything, get anything out the freezer or whatever like that, you get anything out the freezer, it kind of freezes it, almost like your hands are like frostbitten, and it's the most terrible feeling in the world. It's the most. So with that being said, I be having my children give me like room temperature water. I hate room temperature water, but I just have to do it. So this whole experience with chemotherapy, um, I really don't have no feeling about it. I think I just rather I can't wait for it to be over with because I feel like it's really putting like damper on my life, a damper on my marriage, a damper with the relationship with my children. Because all I really want to do is just really lay in the bed. I lay in the bed. It was to the point where the first treatment, it felt like my body was paralyzed, and that's like the worst feeling you can ever feel, to know that you really can't do nothing about it. You know what I mean? So, um, I'm fighting through it. It is hard. It is rough. And I just feel like, I'm in this by myself. Sometimes I just feel like, my husband is there to support me. My children, they so young, they don't really know what to do about this. My youngest son, um, he's been acting up in school, with this whole thing. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. And this is only my second treatment. I just want this to be over and done with. I want to be healed from this. It just feel like it's like really destroying my life. It's something I just don't know how to deal with it. Um, I'm going through life with cancer counseling, so that I can get a better understanding, because even though I know about cancer, it's different living with it. You know what I mean? Knowing about it and living with it, it's two different things or whatever like that. I'm just tired of all this medicine running through my body. I'm constantly taking like, nausea pills so that I won't be so nauseous all the time. It's just, when I tell you, it really burns you out. It really, really burns you out. When I was talking to my husband the other day, I was just telling him just to, just stay by my side. Not that he was going anywhere, but just stay by my side, because I'm just really going through it. And, every day people always asking, how you doing? How you doing? And I be telling people I'm okay. Because, nobody want to constantly hear that you're not feeling well and that you're sick and all this other stuff. And I don't really like pitying when it comes to myself. I'm just like, I just rather people not even ask me how I'm feeling, because these days I'm not feeling no kind of way. I just don't feel well. I don't feel like conversating. I don't feel like communicating. Um, I just don't feel like nobody asking me no questions about my health. I don't feel like answering no questions about anything that has to do with cancer or my health. I just want to heal from this. I just want to heal from this. I got my jacket on. My actually not my jacket. It's actually my husband's jacket. Just you can't go in a war without being prepared and ready for the battle. So I'm totally prepared for this battle, and I know I'm gonna win the war, and I know I'm gonna be victorious after this. It's just getting there. It just seems like I just don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, but I know there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm willing to take that journey through that tunnel, so that I can get a better understanding. I could be healthy. I could be renewed. I could be restored, and I could be rejuvenated. I just ask for all those things. I did set up a GoFundMe account because earlier last week I got a call from my insurance, stating that they're only going to do 6 of my treatments. I'm only on the second one. So I need 12 treatments. So they're going to I'm assuming they're not paying for the other 6 treatments. I mean, and I really need to do the chemo just so it could clean it up, so I could be in remission and this don't come back, because I don't know how many hits, how many more hits my body can take. Like seriously, I'm like so tapped out with surgeries and incisions and everything like that. I'm just so tapped out when it comes to that. Now, because I've been sweating and from my fever and everything, this dressing is kind of lifting up. But here is my incision scar here. And I know you guys probably saw it in some of my makeup videos when I'm up to do it, you know, my makeup or whatever. So I was so ashamed of it. I was telling my husband, like, oh my God, this looks so gross. It's so nasty. But it's actually kind of bruising a little bit. You can't see on the camera, but it's kind of bruising. It's kind of swollen a little bit. I get this taken out today because, like I said, the infusion medicine is almost done. So I'm glad when I take it out, because when this lady put this needle in here, oh my God, it sends chills through my body. And as big as I am, it sends chills through my body. I'm just so, like, when I tell y'all I am so exhausted. I am exhausted. Being a chemo patient is exhausting. My hair is starting to shed. I cut my hair out off last year, a little bit before. A little bit before I got married. It just was growing. It was growing, but because of the chemo, it's starting to shed. My hair is like coming out like crazy. It's coming out. It's shedding. When I was asking her about hair and stuff like that, she said some people, if their hair is like people with thick hair, the most that'll happen is that their hair will shed, so it'll thin out. Then you have people who has thin hair who will actually go completely bald. So I don't know exactly where I fit in with that. My hair is pretty thick, but you know, if I have to walk around here with the bald milk dud look, I'm totally fine with that, because I don't think it's not near style I hair that I cannot wear and pull off. Well, it's probably a style I can't wear, but there's no doubt in my mind that I won't be able to pull it off. So I'm sorry that this video is so dumb long. It's dumb long. And I appreciate you guys coming to hear my story about this chemo, rounds of chemo. This is my second round, and I am tired. I'm flustered. I am. The other day, my husband was feeling my forehead because I was kind of sweating a lot. My heart was beating fast. This second time around, it didn't do as much damage as the first time around, but I felt weak. I felt lightheaded. I felt dizzy. My body was kind of cold. I had like cold chills. My husband was like, "You feel very clammy." I was having chest pains. I was cramping real bad. The lightheadedness and the lightheadedness was still there. Me standing for 20 seconds, kind of drained me. It's just really draining. It's just really draining. So I don't know what's to come after the third or fourth treatment. I know my oncologist was saying, "Oh yeah, usually around the fourth treatment is when people start feeling bad." No, sir. Go back to the first treatment, because the first treatment almost feel like it killed my ass. And I know that might be over exaggerating, but that's how I felt. I felt like I was knocking on death doors because my body was so shut down. I mean, it was limp. My body was limp. But I think I didn't talk you guys head off enough about this. I'm going to insert some of my video from my experience so far with my 2 treatments that I received. And I'll see you guys on my next video. Have a blessed day. Okay, so I'm on my second treatment of chemo. I started yesterday, which is the 29th. My original chemo date was actually supposed to have been phone cut off. It was supposed to have been October the 22nd. But because I still was having problems with my port, and still is with the swelling and the constant tenderness and soreness, they had to do an ultrasound on it just to make sure that it wasn't infected. So I did it yesterday, 29th. They kicked it back by a week. And I'm running a fever right now. I've been feeling a little dizzy and lightheaded. Very nauseous. I'm not as wiped out as the first treatment. The first treatment had me completely wiped out. But I'm like starting to get like a sore like on the roof of my mouth, which they said was expected. I am gonna be connected for the 3 days that I'm supposed to be connected to receive my full chemotherapy aggressive FOLFOX treatment, which is a treatment that's given to you while you're dealing with cancer. Um, this I'm not feeling like I said is wiped out as the first one. The first one I couldn't even move out the bed. I was sick for like 7 days. Even after the 3 day treatment, I still was sick. I don't feel 100% well today, as I'm running a fever and I'm sweating. I haven't ate. I don't really have an appetite to even eat nothing or even entertain eating because of the nausea. They do give you nausea medicine, but sometimes if you wait too long to take it, it kind of defeats the purpose. So you gotta pretty much, stay on top of it. So if you don't, then you'll feel even worse. I'm just really like tired because I really don't feel like myself, if that makes sense. I'm currently not working right now, but to be like constantly having to lay down because you're so weak and you're so like, dehydrated, you just don't feel well. This is like for the birds, you know what I mean? I'm so used to working, getting up, doing things with my children and everything. My husband does the best he can do, but it's a lot for one person. You gotta take care of the house, take care of your spouse who's sick. You gotta clean the house, you gotta cook, and it's just a lot on him. I just ask that you guys pray for me, in healing, just healing. I just want y'all to pray for healing. This is only round 2, and I have a total of 12 treatments that I have to do. So, God willing, that I keep fighting and not folding. I know for a fact I will be okay. So, I'm going to sign out. I just wanted to show you guys my second thing of treatment. It does kind of make you weak. It makes you real nauseous. It gives you fevers. Last night I was real cold. Like my whole hands was like numb. They were numb, like really numb, like almost like frostbitten numb. It was just really crazy. It was a little different than the first time. The first time I was extremely hot. This time I was really cold and I was having cramps. Now I'm kind of like running a fever right now. So I'm about to call the doctor's office so they can tell me what's going on. Until my next treatment, I'll keep you guys updated. So right now, as I speak, they're giving me fluids, Ativan and Compazine, because I'm severely dehydrated.